Hello guys, welcome to Beauty Code and welcome to the part 2 of our registration system. We already worked on the registered form the last time. What we'll be working on in this tutorial is a login form. So if you've not watched the last video, feel free to go back to check. So to get a clear picture of everything we are doing in this tutorial, I advise that you go back and watch the last uploaded video in my channel before you can continue with this login, because this login is actually the second one. So let's get started, and we've already designed the login page. So the only thing we are doing is just the code. Now we are using section in this login. So for that, we'll first of all start our section up here. Session start. So we use session start to start a section or resume an existing section in PHP. It's necessary for using section variable to store users' information across different pages. So if a set $_post submit, that is, if our form is submitted, then let's get the variables. Email is equal to MySQLi underscore real escape string. We use this function to prevent SQL injection. Passing in our connection, $_ post email. So this line of code retrieves and sanitizes the email from post data to prevent SQL injection. Let's just duplicate this because we're using email and password. Let's change this to password. And the query is equal to MySQLi underscore query method, passing connection, and our query. So let's import our connection page up here. Require connection.php. So we'll come here to write our query. Let's have from the table name called students. Call students where email is equal to email is equal to this email here. Let's copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and password equal to this password here. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Let me just cut this from here. So this has to be dollar in front of this con. That's why you're seeing the red line. Okay, so this line of code executes a query to select a record from student table where email and password matches the inputs. Or die and not login. So if the user input doesn't match any of the email and password in the database, the script should be terminated with this message here and not not login. Let's just cut this from here. But if the user inputs matches any of the email and password in the database, move to the next line. So we now have the row equal to mysqli underscore fetch as soap. I'll pass in this query here, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So this line of code fetches the query result as an associative array and then check if the result is a non-empty array. So if is underscore array, pass in this row, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and not empty. We use double ampersand for end in PHP, and not empty. So if it's not empty, we then move to the next line where we store users information in section variable. $_ section valid, pass in the email. Let's duplicate this for name and ID. So we change here to name. Here we change here to ID. So we're using section to store users' information in order to reuse them across different pages here. Else echo, let's use a div for our message, div with a class of MSG, wrong username or password. If the user inputs doesn't match any of the email and password in the database, it's going to display this message, wrong username or password. Let's have a break here. And then have our anchor tag to send the user back. Else we have to display our login form. So let's check if it's working well. So now before we check that, let's have a login, because once you click on this login, it's supposed to take you to dashboard, and we've not designed our dashboard yet. But what we could do is, we're not designing it in this tutorial, but what we could do is to just create a dashboard file and set our header, our login header, to the dashboard.php file to be sure we are logged in our app. So let's create a dashboard. Okay, we already have dashboard.php file. We can just go ahead and set the header location on the dashboard.php. Section valid. If this section is set, header location, should be set to dashboard.php. Let's check what we've done so far. Two parts. Let's paste what we copied here. Change here to localhost. So I think why the style is not displaying is because we made a mistake. First of all, this section has to come first. Let's copy everything here. From here down to this place, just cut, Ctrl X. Let's see if that works. Localhost. Okay, yeah, it's now working. So let's try to log in. Let's pick an email and password from our database to see if it's going to sign in. Localhost / phpMyAdmin. Click on login. Write system and student table. So let's pick something from our student table. Yeah, let's pick this john@gmail.com and 2222 as password. So john@gmail.com, then 2222 as password. Login. Oh, line 19. Let's check. john@gmail.com 2222. If it takes us to dashboard, it means it's working. So yeah, we're in dashboard.php. Our login code is working perfectly. So, but this dashboard is currently empty because we've not worked on it yet. So in our next tutorial, we'll be working on the dashboard. So for now, we're stopping here because our login code is working. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to watch the previous one, the one I posted before this login, to get a clear picture of all the things happening here, because you can't understand this login page without watching the previous one. So to fully understand what's going on here, just try to watch the the one I posted before this one. That's the registration form. So thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you in my next upload. Have a nice day.